Hello, folks. It is the 31st of July. My goodness, where did summer go? Well, we don't really get summer, in all truth and honesty, at the coast near San Francisco until really August, September. That's when we get the most sun. And I'm really hoping that we get those. But we're also in a drought. But we don't tend to get our rain during the summertime, so I'm really hoping. I'm going to pray like crazy this winter that somehow, some way, Mama Earth helps us to get some rain over here. Because I really don't want another fiery fall and winter. But I gotta watch, so I'm shuffling the cards right now. I don't want to read on, I'll read on that another time. But right now, to satisfy many Americans, most, I'm gonna say, because I believe that most of us do have common sense. It's just this small pool of morons, like Nancy said. But I'm gonna read on Desantis, D-Satan, Satan's bum, with his no mandate for kids to be safe from COVID and all its variants. And I'm concerned. I have a niece in the Keys that's going to school, and I'm really hoping that perhaps they will be homeschooled. I don't know if my sis-in-law can do that, but at least masked up. I know my niece will be wise, but I'm very concerned for her. And for all of you that are there, and your loved ones that are there. So, now, if you follow my channel, unless you're, new, welcome if you are, you may see that I've done a reading on Ron DeSantis months ago, and saying that there was going to be a big scandal coming up with him. He was going to be the next one to go down. And I think we're entering that time period now. That seems to be the way of it, the way I pick things up on certain, like Matt Gaetz, I picked things up about him before all that came out, and DeSantis is the same. This no mandate thing is going to blow up in his face. I can tell you that much. And I'm sad to say that I'm concerned, very, very concerned for the children, because I do believe that there will be people foolish enough to let their children go, not be nearly armed, if you will, to have some resistance at all. And then, if you're not wearing a mask, you can still, pick up the variant, even if you're inoculated. So I want to make sure. I think it's very, very important the more I think on this, especially with what has just recently come out that he's decided to do. I just don't have words. I don't have words. I don't know where they've gone. I've gone into the black, deep rabbit hole of where words go when it's beyond words. So Ron DeSantis is unfortunately a Virgo. So I know that he will be represented by Pentacles. So what I want to see, Ron DeSantis, how will this go for him? This saying that there's no mandate for masks or any kind of PPO. Any kind of preventative or help to try and, that nobody has, quote unquote, to follow that. I think any parent that does not protect their children to the hilt is akin to putting their children in harm's way. Neglect. They should be arrested, in my opinion. In the right kind of world. I don't know what kind of world this has become. that we got people that we have to honestly argue with about saving their own damn lives, their children's lives. It's ridiculous. Okay. So I asked the Most High to help me read accurately and clearly on Ron Desantis, the moron in Florida. What is his future as a result of this? I am asking on the behalf of my viewers and myself, and I give thanks to the Most High. And I ask the Most High to share with us that which we should know. And I give thanks. I really do feel like Spirit really wants me to read on it, though. We'll see. We'll see how the cards come out. Okay, I'm using the Cosmic Tarot deck, in case you're curious. All right. So, covering, I'm going to do a Celtic Cross on Desantis. So, let's begin. Let me get my pointer stick. I need some of you organized folks to, if you were inoculated, to come in here and help me. I'm disabled. Help me set up my cards and my space. Oh, okay. I really do. I need to get somebody. Oh, that's nice. I didn't turn on my, I got my little hot plate for my coffee. I didn't plug it in. That's why I said that's sarcastic. Oh, that's nice. My coffee's halfway cold. Doggone it. But you know me, I'm a trooper. I'll drink it anyway. So, let me just kind of try to clear my throat. It's actually sunny here today. I hope it stays that way. He has the moon right off the get-go. I think we're tracking, folks. Okay, let's begin. This is, oh my gosh, okay. I'm starting to pick up on some stuff. Okay. This is cover-up. This is also why he's doing this is a cover-up. Why he's this mandate nonsense. There's something we need. I feel like there's somebody obviously encouraging him, and we know who that is because he's the left teat of the right, Trump, the other teat. That DeSantis actually, from what I understand, is such a fanboy of Trump that he runs risk of getting too much attention. Let's just hope that happens. And I think I get a feeling, I just got kind of that, the reason why I brought it up was I got a flash of Trump going off of him a bit. That jealousy problem, that he has. Okay, that's something I picked up without the cards, but we'll see. I'm doing that more because I have found that when I try and censor myself of, you didn't pick that up with the cards, but you pick it up, I just need to share it. I'm not going to worry about whether or not, whatever. It's something I'm picking up. I may not be correct, but I want to share. Because more often than not, I find that there's something to it. So, okay. What's really coming out at me with this card, I'm getting a lot off this one card. There's so much packed in it. I can feel it, and it it also feels like, to me, I'm being given that there's a lot going on behind the scenes with this. Like I said, the incentive for him to say this, he's being given an incentive. Why on earth would you ever encourage somebody to say, you don't need to tell your children that they have to, or that you have to have your children protected from a variant that could easily kill them? And that is putting, currently, the people in the hospital are less older people and more younger people, sicker longer, and some passing. Also left with horrific long-term health problems that they'll deal with the rest of their lives, and will probably have shortened lives in many cases. Okay, I'm just giving you what I'm getting. And also, oh wow. This lingers. This effect. Damn it. Him doing this makes this go longer, I'm getting. Thanks, Desantis. He's really going to be hated. Even if you think that he's disliked now, he's really going to be disliked. I don't know how we could dislike him more, but I know there's always a new bottom. I still have turmeric, though I have scrubbed and scrubbed. You know how it stains? If anybody that's cooked with it, well, I should have put on some gloves. So if you see some yellow on my fingertips, I have scrubbed. It is turmeric. It's taking its sweet time coming off. I kind of wonder now if Donald Trump doesn't just roll around in turmeric. Anyway, random thought. He wouldn't roll around in anything. He just lays there expecting it all. So this is my first reading of the morning, so you guys, you have to bear with me. But I'm getting a load off of this, like a download. Okay, the fish. Now, of course, you know that Pisces is connected to the moon card because the moon is Pisces ruler, and that's why you have the fish. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but I really do like this deck. There. Isn't it neat? Okay. Maybe you'll start opening up like I am. I feel like I'm receiving a download of information. Okay. There's so much hidden that will come out because I'm being given that just as the moon has to give way to the sun and the sun gives way to the moon, blah, 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 his stuff that he has been keeping under the radar, or so he thinks. I mean, it's transparent. We all know what he's doing, right? But I'm getting also, he's just, the sun is gonna hit him. What is crossing him is children, the Page of Cups, the innocence, and children especially, the vulnerable. And also his most recent statement that he will not be, as I said, requiring any PPO mandate for our children in Florida that are school age, heading back to school. I tell you, I would homeschool. Or for people that really can't, and some can't, some work and they can't, I'd be telling that child, you know, don't take that mask off. Or having them stay with grandma, really. I would not want them going to school. Yes, children again. It's a childlike card. The Prince of Swords. I also am getting that this is based on a very juvenile way of thinking. It is not good logic. It is not. It is stunted logic. Let's just see what else I get, because I think that there's something else with that. I'm being told that Desantis lacks actual empathy. He really does. And logic, of course. What's crowning him? The Queen of Pentacles. This to me is the feminine. This to me is the mother. This to me is the one who nurtures. And this to me is mothers, or people who are very maternal. Okay. I'm thinking this is a lot of moms. I could be wrong, but or maybe even specific women that will be standing up to him over this. Now, he is an earth sign. It could be the feminine aspect. I don't think so. No, I'm getting no. This is someone else. All right. The King of Wands. You know what? I need to look again at, if I can find Desantis's astrological birth chart. I wonder if he doesn't carry some fiery, more like Leo type energy. That seems like a possibility here. Because it feels like he comes more out of that action, that way of thinking, not putting down fire signs, but it's he's following after an impulsive type of person that carries a good deal of that energy himself. It's coming from that place. This could also be just the other clowns that are of like mind. Death in the near future. That's not good. 10 of Cups. He's got an ending coming, all right. Because there's going to be a lot, I feel like, of emotion where others are involved. Okay, I'm just also getting another hit. As this falls in the place of Desantis's mind, his personal point of view, it's showing to me that he thinks this is over with. He thinks, that the pandemic is basically over with. And we need to that's what I totally get from this with the 10. It's like, it's really over. We can just, he's really that foolish. Yes. And what he's going to have happen in the near future is he's going to spike up the death rate. There's going to be an ending, more endings, more deaths. And I think also what will be his own ending of his career. But of course, other people will be foolish, and other people who can't help it and come around the people that have been foolish or unfortunately are exposed to them in some way will also probably pay the price here. That's in the near future. But there's some kind of radical ending for a new beginning. Let's just see what's in the environment. The Empress, what I tell you about the mama energy. There's mother. There is mama energy. I get moms, grandmas, aunties. They all, even if they don't, even if you're an auntie that hasn't had children, you still can have a maternal kind of a energy that you can switch on to, as even if you don't want kids yourself. This energy is like concern for children, and it comes through having family, having children, or being an auntie, being a grandma, being a godmother. Truly, it is that bigger energy. This is also the major arcana. So it's a bigger collective energy. And I feel like this is mothers that are going to come forward. And especially as I think there are possible dads that will be spiking up in the near future once we get into the school year started. It looks to me like we could pretty quickly see why within a month of the school year why this was not a good idea. I believe there will be public outcry and pressure, and not just from the maternal people within the area, but around the states, saying, what are you out of your, flacking mind? I feel like it's very protectively mother energy of like, no. There could be a radical change too, also, that maybe this outcry will change things despite what Desantis, sets in place. There could be an end to his I think there will be. Oh wow, I'm surprised I'm saying that. I just get a flash that school will go on, and it's possible that when there starts, not just starts, but unfortunately, I think after they begin to see that was, spreading, now it's doing more damage, as of course it will, then I think they have to close the schools again. So I get a sense of possibility here that schools will open only to close after more people are getting sick, and younger people. And there's pressure from maternal people, women, moms in the environment to do with this. I feel like also I just got nurse practitioners, nurses' aides, at the school, and I feel like then we have public outcry from medical professionals about his choice, of course. Will continue, but definitely moms. There's that mom energy. Hopes and fears. The Four of Wands. To me, this is, he's hoping Desantis, remember, I'm looking at it from his point of view, seeing it, through his dumb eyes, which seem to be, closed. Hopes and fears, he has the Four of Wands. He's hoping, of course, that public can go back to being public like it was. That this COVID is he's thinking that he's wanting to say it's ending, you know. This is just, don't worry about it. It's just going to end. It's going to, you know, die off, and it's, you know, it's going to peter out. It's like, yeah, no, how it dies out, people will be dying, and it will not. It will kick back up. So I think he's trying to give after stirring up the public, many of them, to have mask wearing preventative care. He's then going to, I think, have the wrath of people because he's so heartily pushed not to take care. Straight up. End result is an Ace of Cups, or is the Ace of Cups. Outcry. I feel like this is emotions running high, overspilling. I feel like contagion. Normally, I get a happy feeling with the Ace of Cups, you know, but I'm not really feeling it on this end. I'm feeling like that looks like a bunch of contamination. What, not to be gross, but what comes to mind is mucus, and illness. They won't be able to keep it contained. It will spread. Oot. The end result is death and the Ace of Cups. Justice and the Two of Cups. I think the government will have to intervene there. To bring balance to the illness, the spread of the illness. People being too close to each other, the Two of Cups. There needs to be balance. There needs to be the proper mandate of keeping people certain, you know, apart, space between people. It just feels nothing like but whirling contagion. Seven of Wands. I also feel, and the Three of Pentacles, I also feel like this is the law, and it could be that then they put him, Desantis, and the people or those who he's got close to him working this angle. I've got ink on my hands too now. This to me also feels like accomplices. People that encourage him and are working with him. Like, certainly he's a Trump person. I feel like he's going to be investigated, looking into. I just feel like that's justice and these rays coming out of her eyes. I feel like they're looking into his connections, looking, you know, it's like, I hope, yeah, they should be doing this, like, already. But I think they are. I think it just gives them a more formal, you know, they will be looking, more reason, if you will. It's not going to be good there. Please, Florida, keep yourself, take care of yourselves, and because I really do feel this is going to spread very badly there. Seven of Wands, struggling. He's trying. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's more than one person. I think he still will try to defend his actions. So pathetic. I do. I think he's still going to try to defend himself and defend his actions. He's going to try to get somebody, I feel like, Trump to help him out of that team. 5 of Cups and the Sun. Well, he's going to, like I told you before with the Moon, remember how we had the Moon? Here we go. That was our first card. Now we have the 5 of Cups and the Sun. This is saying there will be people that pass. The 5 of Cups is the card of grieving, mourning, loss, where you have to do that in order to move on. And so moving on comes later down the road. People are caught up in mourning is what we're being shown. And children, I don't like this at all. There will be children. Some of them will be children. I feel that Desantis gets the Sun on him for causing all this, what is going to be grieving and mourning. And the Sun is also connected to children, those that Desantis has. I see him still defending himself, despite there being a serious loss and grieving, and he's exposed, and some of which are children. He's going to still try. Oh, wow, y'all. Look at that. Okay, so we see he was, like, despite children, what I see as becoming ill and I believe passing from this, as well as other people of different ages. I just really get the feeling of children. I'm being shown children so much in this reading. And as a mom, I want you guys to know it's not easy for me to do this reading, because I'm getting a lot that I can feel that I can't articulate. This is Desantis still trying to say, aren't I a wonderful guy? But he can't really do it so easily because the Ten of Swords, look at the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is like annihilation. And to me, I feel like this is the whole inoculation argument that's, I'm sorry, no, I'm not sorry. I can understand being definitely wanting to know what's in vaccines and all of that, because yeah, I do believe human beings are capable of being very foolish and making mistakes or just having poor judgment, but the majority of these vaccines, time and time again, prove to be fine. In fact, you're better off having the vaccine than not. The Six of Wands and the Ten of Swords. This Six of Wands is about ego and trying to get everyone saying, what a guy, what a, but it backfires. It's all this great loss and suffering, a lot of suffering, a great deal of mental anguish. He's going to be the source of it. I feel like there will be anxiety with kids and going to school. There will be anxiety with kids and family about that. Ugh. Florida, I'm sorry, you're going to really... Oh. I think there could be at some point possible, I just got a flash without the cards, that they could restrict travel. I'll have to look at that later because, again, I got it without the cards, so I kind of want to verify it by more than one way. Yeah, so we get mourning and him being exposed and shown to be a giant ego, surprise, surprise, that just wants accolades, but who's going to instead have sorts of I believe, anguish rather than accolade. I feel like this is his phone lines being jammed up as well. Okay. Prince of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. I just got Trump with that. Oh, but this is him too, of course. Because he is the Virgo, and he is very Trumpy-like, so, okay, that's right. Okay, so that's Desantis, and there's a Prince of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like that's Biden with the King of Cups. And the Princess of Cups. Biden's going to be talking to him. I think DeSantis is going to make some kind of I think he's going to be I just got that he's going to be turning over some sort of paperwork or something that I believe he will be called to do, data perhaps, and we all know what he did with the data. But I'm just feeling like there's something that they want from him, and he's going to give it, but I just feel like there's some exchange that will occur between he and Biden on this. And Biden will get the better of him in the exchange. Not that it really matters, but I'm not, it doesn't matter in a childish way, but it matters in the way of what he's being called on the carpet for. He's going to be asked, I feel like right here, to provide some sort of data, or there will be some sort of data, the beginning of some kind of data that he is connected to DeSantis in this situation. The spread will show greater spreading. Seven of Pentacles and the Fool. It shows him to be foolish in the way that he has gone about doing this. That he didn't listen as the little dog is trying to get the fool's attention and say, no, hey, dummy, that's a cliff. This is Desantis going over the cliff like a jackhole. He's going to have to change. So all he's going to do is make people sicker, cause more deaths, and be called publicly on the carpet. There's going to be some kind of change, reorganization of the priorities and where energies are put because of foolishness and lack of any brain cell whatsoever. And that makes me just so angry. This change, look at that, Six of Swords, Six of Cups, the kids. The Six of Cups to me is also children. It's going to set a precedent. This sets a precedent to protect children. In the years to come, there will be something that changes. They won't be able to do this. I feel like there is some sort of new prioritization, perhaps where care, that children at school, that will not be allowed to happen again. Six of Swords, Six of Cups. We move forward. Unfortunately, I feel like there will be the passing of the innocent. And they will be remembered. This bill is in remembrance of them, of the children that have passed from COVID. There's something like this going to come. Yes. I'm feeling quite positive about that. Yes. In acting, I feel like a protective law or means of protecting vulnerable and will come about as a result of this, that's some good. But I'm seeing the sad thing is, I feel like people will lose their children. Some people will. And it totally unnecessary, you guys. It makes me sick. Oh, I gotta stop. I'm just glad that I see positive coming out, but again, at the cost of the vulnerable, the most vulnerable. And it just overwhelms me with anger. He's going to be in trouble. All right, but I'm not done yet. One thing I want to see is what is going to become of Desantis as a result. So I'm seeing what's going to happen as a result of his choices right now. That shows up. That's not good. Let's see, does anything happen with Desantis? Does he ever... He should go to prison for what he's doing. He's neglecting responsibility of the children in his state. And really, everyone, because people travel, people don't just all, I want to know if there is going to, if they're going to limit travel to Florida at some point, and if Desantis looks like he faces any kind of trial. Let's just take a look. So first I'm going to ask on, does Desantis end up facing any kind of a trial or investigation where he could be held legally accountable for his decisions as governor? So will Ron DeSantis face any criminal accountability? I'm going to be looking at it from his perspective. Well, we'll see. Or the tarot could show me just from a completely objective point of view. Does Ron DeSantis face illegal criminal charges for how he's dealt with COVID, maybe what has been the encouragement to deal with it in a less than smart fashion. I'm getting the King of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. I'm reading in pairs now. The Six of Swords and the King of Pentacles. That's Desantis. Biden is over here. Oh, yeah. This is interesting. Okay, so this is how the cards are deciding to answer my question. Show me. They're showing me Biden, and this is, of course, Desantis, the Virgo. Biden, the Scorpio. Biden says there's still a pandemic going on. People are still sick. People are still getting sick, and people are dying. And people are foolish, not using the PPOs, not keeping masked up. And so this is continuing. That's his, what his thinking and state of mind. Then it shows that Desantis is acting like, hey, we're actually on the end of the tail of this. Like I said before in the other reading, he's of the belief that we are much more at the end of us than we are. And that we're about ready to go in a better direction, and now is the time to drop our guard. Which it isn't. Again, that's what Desantis thinks. Biden shows very clearly that he thinks we are still, as we are, very much in the midst of a pandemic. And we are nowhere near towards the end that we could be, because of people like Desantis believing that, all done. It's wrapping up. Foolish. The Ten of Cups falls under Biden. To me, this is hinting at the awareness of how this can spread. Yes, and the Eight of Cups, the loss, that this is also negligence and abandoning people when they need good rulership from you, when they need good leadership, rather, from you, to do with this illness. The Chariot, this is getting things back. He's thinking, we're done, we can move forward, we can carry on. And so he flips it looks like the switch back on for everybody to go back, right? Oh my gosh. It's going to be restrained. So he's saying, yeah, everybody go ahead and go to school. And then it's going to just end up, because people will be sick, it's going to cause people having to go back into quarantine. He falls into quarantine too, by the way. There is some restriction that is going to be on him, and I think the state of Florida. Travel ban. Oh my God. Sorry, travel restriction. There will be travel restriction to Florida. With the Six of Swords, the Chariot, and the Eight of Swords. And DeSantis as the state of Florida, if you will, because he's their representative. I'm sorry, you guys. I know that not all of Florida is like that. Please be ever so careful. I think it's going to get really bad there, you all. So, please. This is about the children. As far as Biden is concerned. He sees is going to be remarking that it's going to spread among the children. Certain ones that haven't been inoculated at all. This is the Tower, sudden. And it falls under the pandemic card, the neglect and abandonment card, the Tower. So we get the 5 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups, and the Tower. Remember to read when you throw down your cards, not only across, but vertically. You'll squeeze out so much more info. It's bad. That's bad. King of Swords. Hi, Trump, you jerk. This is falling into the Desantis pile now, and this has to do Trump, and this is the travel. He's wanting to travel. Trump is trying to say also here, Trump is telling him to do this. To go ahead. Things are getting better. It's not that bad. We're moving out of this. It's okay, Desantis. Have the kids go back to school. Children. Something sudden that shows the lie for what it is. Final end result. 9 of Swords. We go from the 8 to worry and like, holy crap, I could be in big trouble. Because you are. So what does that show you? It shows you Desantis back in quarantine, restriction, and he's worried as you know what. He could even get sick. He could get this other virus. I feel like he'll get the other variant. Sorry. I do. And I think that if he doesn't, this would just be him worrying about being held accountable and the fact that they're going to have to, and I think he might try and stop them from closing or changing stuff because it's his territory, his call. He's the governor. Me. That kind of crap. But I also feel like he's going to be worried, you know what, because of being held to account for this. I also think, like I said, want to say that again, I do think he could get sick himself. Perhaps in the midst. But at the very least, this man is going to be secretly really sweating big time. Very worried. He's going to be very worried, having trouble to sleep, having trouble. Again, I think he could get sick himself. But their quarantine will be brought in again to Florida. Travel. Trump's not going to like that. And Trump is the one that is the bird in his ear, nudging him along with these, to do this, to do that. And Desantis is like the dumb puppet that Trump has his arm up his cornholio, calling the shots. This will blow up also when we go across in Trump's face. Trump and Desantis are behind this. And I think it'll be revealed. There will be more devastation. Look at that. 8 of Cups with that 5 of Pentacles in the Tower. And with Trump, he brings ruin. The old nostalgic thing too of Trump's got the reverse of the Midas touch. He's got the touch of destruction. But this time, this will undo things for Trump also. So like these people are just doing themselves in. This is going to be a real setback. His choice to do this. It's going to really set them back. And Trump. Both he and Trump will be really worried about this. Now let's pull a couple extras. We get the Princess of Wands. This is the beginning of taking action. And the Prince of Swords. Also could be looked at as children. And I get it's children. Oh. They're talking. They're still foolish. They are, they're so stupid. Oh. Okay. High Priestess, this is a secret chat. Secret agreement between Trump and Desantis. Because Trump is calling shots. Trump is basically governing, I think, Florida through Desantis. Quite a bit. He has more say than people are aware of. But he's definitely got his arm up DeSantis's, like a puppet. And the Emperor in Judgment. He's going to be held, DeSantis and Trump will be held accountable for this. There's something coming here big with the Emperor and Judgment. Because, as I was saying, as a leader, as someone who has been voted in, you have more karmic responsibility. And you have to make good choices. It's so that you don't make stupid choices that hurt people based out of your own ego. That's what's been that's been going on, is that. This shows the reminder that at the end of the day, they are not going to get away with this. This is going to come back for better or for worse. Whatever their decision was, whatever their agreement was, the secret agreement, it gets thrown back up in their face. This is deceit. They're going to be exposed. So the Dumbbell twins, Trump and DeSantis, are going to be exposed. Their agreements that they've made, their little chit-chats they've had, trying to cover things up, trying to cover up data, I believe they are just going to be full-on exposed. And my sense is DeSantis could end up being forced to resign. Taking action and to rest, to heal. There's going to be, he's going to be in, there's this, I just see there's so much packed in with this issue. It is going to be a while once we really are able to begin unraveling and putting a magnifying glass to DeSantis's actions and communications, and that comes under review. He's going to be, like I said, second time I've seen him being totally exposed, and I feel like there is. He could resign. There's a cutting off. There's a stop. so he can try to defend himself. Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands. He's getting so many cards that like double up. This is just, he's going to be in trouble. And yeah, he's just going to show himself out to be a bully, part of that ridiculousness that is futile to try to get anything through to. They live brainwashed in this Seven of Cups and this wacky-dacky, no sense of, there's no sense of real anchor in reality. He's under the, he basically worships Trump. A bully. Horrible person. The devil and the world. So, DeSantis ending is not good. It goes with the devil. It ends up ending with him just being the most saturated, shown to be saturated with evil and corruption, totally corrupt. He's just going to get exposed, and his connections. Yes, investigation. This will go down as one of the most corrupt times. Although I think America has always had, unfortunately, a pretty corrupt political system, much like most nations are not. Unfortunately, politics need to change, too much money in them. But this is beyond that. This is unbelievable corruption. And DeSantis will, his career, it will be ended in complete stink. And it's, it just shows you who he is. Okay. There's, he's totally, he needs more balance. His impulse to act needs to be balanced. He's too impulsive. He's totally brainwashed. And that's my hour-long deep dive into what's coming for Ron DeSantis. I don't know if he passes or has to resign, but I feel like has to resign. I just feel like there's so much criminal stuff on him, it's going to take us a while to get through it. So that's my reading on Ron DeSantis. Yeah. And I'm going to include with this new reading that I've updated, that I just did, the old one, so that you can, and I'm going to be looking at it too, because many times when I do, I see stuff and I'm like, those two cards now, I recognize what that means, that happens all the time. So I'm going to look at it too. And please, I love your feedback about the readings that I'm putting up. Let me know what you think about it. So I thank you very much. And boys, it will take a while to get up for you, but let me get right on that, because you might have it by exactly, who knows, maybe around 3 o'clock or 4. By the way, YouTube takes forever. All right. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoy this content, please hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, and if you come back around to this video and you see that it needs your thumbs up again, please re-thumbs up if you can. YouTube is now really making that matter. And also, of course, as they've cut a number of people that were subscribed to me, please make sure you're subscribed, okay? All right, thanks so much. I hope that you have a great weekend. Stay safe. Remember that we're not through this pandemic yet. Please be cautious. Please be careful. Much love to you.